Well, welcome to this week's show. As we're all on Town TV, we normally bring you sort of upbeat items and all that sort of stuff. We're a pretty cheerful station, really, but unfortunately last Friday, as you probably saw and heard in the national press and on TV, there was a bit of a tragedy near Andover. And we were called out very quickly to go and cover the air crash at Fyfield near Thruxton. And it was quite sad for us to actually sort of be first on the scene there. And in actual fact, subsequently, we had calls from Sky TV and ITN to use some of our footage. We don't normally show this sort of thing on Town TV, but we just thought you'd like to see it, as it is an item of local interest. So I just hope there's no more tragedies like this that we have to report on Town TV. But anyway, I'll take you back to last Friday morning. Thank you. We're trying to locate the scene of this crash. The fire engine just coming out here. So there's fire engines all over the place here. What did you see?
It just coming down and it just went glug glug and crashed, and we heard a bang and we just ran up and saw the flame. Yeah. Then we ran back. And
it was a two-engine. What colour was it?
It was white and blue, I think.
Yeah. Was it landing at Thruxton or taking off, do you know?
Taken off.
Taken off. It was an actual airplane ride.
Yeah.
It was an airplane ride, and there was a woman down the bottom near the lane that was just about to go up after that plane for riding the plane, but she didn't, because she heard that this happened, and then she's down there now crying.
Yeah. It's close to the house?
Yeah, very close.
Okay, so where is it? Just behind the estate?
Yeah, it just went over the top and was a few inches away from the houses. So close. Lucky it didn't hit a house.
Right, Mr. Rice, you've just come back from work and you've found a plane's crashed in the field. What, it can only be 20 yards from the back of your house here in Duncan's Close in Fyfield?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very close. I didn't realise it was so close.
It's just over that hedge there. I mean, it's been a miraculous escape. Unfortunately, we believe there's been some fatalities here, but it's been a lucky escape for Duncan's Close.
Well, it's too close for comfort, really.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I didn't realise it was so close as that.
Yeah.
We've just got in, you know, and it's...
But you're used to low-flying aircraft coming over,
used to it, yeah. We're used to planes flying low.
Well, there's a crash site of the twin-engine plane from Thruxton, and we believe it was a sightseeing trip, but it's yet to be confirmed. But here you can see it right in the corner of the field, right next to Fyfield village. And as Mr. Rice said, it's been a lucky escape for Duncan's Close. It's... Well, you're talking 20 yards away from the nearest house here in Duncan's Close, so a lucky escape. Obviously, the cornfield caught fire, and now the plane's cordoned off and surrounded by the fire crews, because really that's all they can do. And there's obviously been a tremendous explosion.
Aircraft took off from Thruxton around about 10:30 this morning with 4 people on board. Right. The plane was seen to crash into the field by a number of residents from houses along here, and as far as we're aware, there are no survivors from the crash. It believed the plane had been flying for around about 10 minutes before the accident happened. The Civil Aviation Air Investigating Team will be called out. Fortunately, there were no injuries or anything to any of the local residents. That's really probably as much as we can tell you just at the moment.
Well, as you can see, the aircraft came down just about 25 yards short of Duncan's Close in Fyfield. So quite a lucky escape for the villagers, and not so lucky for, unfortunately, the people on the aircraft. And now we've got ITV here and BBC as well. But as you can see, the aircraft's still burning.
What time did they leave that then? Sometime before 1?
Sorry, your name? Can you
Chief Inspector Frank Connor from Andover.
can you tell me what happened here this morning, Spencer?
Yes, a light aircraft containing 4 people took off from Thruxton around about 10:30ish this morning. 10 minutes later, it came down in this field to the side of us.
Do you know what sort of flight it was? Was it a pleasure trip or was it a business trip? Do you know?
At this stage, we don't know. There was 4 people on a light aircraft. It could have been business, could have been pleasure.
It came in awfully low across Fyfield, apparently making sort of glugging noises from the engines, according to the witnesses.
We're collecting information from witnesses at this stage, and it'd be a bit early to say as to how the aircraft came in. We want to gather the information. The CAA will be doing a full investigation, as will the police for the coroner.
Obviously a tragedy here this morning, but it's come down quite close to Duncan's Close. That was quite fortunate it missed it.
You can see how close it is to the houses. Yes, it could have. It is a tragedy as it is, but it could have obviously been a lot worse.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. Thank you very much.
Moved into Mark Fry's art foundry. Mark cast bronze from the lost wax process, which is a very, very old and traditional process. Mike.
Yes.
Mike Fry.
Yes. Hi.
Tell us about the process that you use with your bronze casting, can you please?
Well, to do that, we'd have to start at the other end and gradually work along.
Let's do that.
To do it all the way.
Let's do
through,
that.
You know. Okay.
Let's go down. We're going to go to the other end of the studio. Follow me.
When an artist brings their original end, be it in clay, plasticine, whatever it is, it can be a horse, figure, you name it. And when the artist brings it in, we then make a mould, which is made out of a plaster jacket and a rubber skin. Now, if I can show you behind you, what we have here is a rubber mould surrounded with a plaster jacket. That's purely to give it some rigidity. From this, we then swill this with wax, and we give it 2 to 3 swills, and we end up then with a wax figure, much like this one. And the wax is hollow. So we now have a complete wax replica of the original. We then come to a process called running and rising. Now, this really is where the metal's going to go in and where the air comes out. And what we use is a wax cup, which we have up there, and onto that wax cup we put what we call runners, which are just wax bars, solid wax bars. These in fact will take the metal in, and I'll show you in a moment what carries on from there. These ones again are thin wax bars. These will in fact take the air out.
Because if you didn't do this, you'd get an explosion, basically, would you?
Yes, so you'd get bubbles and an airlock and the metal wouldn't run. Once the job has been run up, then we come over to this stage over here, which is dipping it in ceramic.
Well, of course, this is this particular artist work, which is like that, is it?
Yes. What we have here is, this is the wax cup. These are the wax bars that are the runners to take the metal in. These are the thin wax bars to take the air out, because eventually it will be that way up when we pour the metal in. So the metal will go in through these thick bars, and the air will come out of the thin ones, and also will eventually fill up with metal as well. So you've got to remember that this underneath here is the wax figure, all right, and it's hollow. What we then do is dip that wax into a ceramic mix about 7 to 8 times, and we coat it with what's basically china clay. We let that air dry, so you're looking at a week, really.
Which is what they're doing on the rack now, is it?
Yes. They've just had a dip, and we'll do another one tomorrow and one the following day after. When they've had 7 or 8 coats, we then, sounds crazy, but we knock a hole through the ceramic and fill the inside of the wax up with a core mix. It's basically the same sort of thing as the ceramic on the outside. Once you've got that done, we then take it to the burnout furnace and fire it. Now that not only fires the ceramic and makes it really rock hard, but also melts the wax out. So you then end up with an outside ceramic shell, a gap, and the core. So it's just a hollow piece then. We then melt our metal up in ingots and pour it in. And then comes up to the chasing side to show you what something looks like when it has been cast. Making sure that doesn't fall over. If you'd like to come this way, it has just been cast. And this, in fact, is the bronze metal. This is the outside ceramic shell, right, which obviously we knock off. And there's a hole here, which is where we knocked it through, and that's the core mix in there. Now that we drill out, so that you end up with a hollow bronze again.
When you say you drill it out,
It's just like a...
because it's all over the whole piece, isn't it?
It's all inside,
Yeah.
yes. So you get as much out as you possibly can. For one reason, it makes the thing a lot lighter. I mean, the weight of that probably is about 20 pound at the moment. Well, knock it down by half when the core mix comes out. And all these runners and risers then have to be chased off. And in other words, you've got to put the detail back that you might have taken out with runners and risers, especially where you've got runners going into, say, the rear of, or in this case, a bull. It could be a horse, could be any figure. So you've got to replace the texture that the artist has put on. Now this one has started to be chased and finished. Where the runners went into the rear of the horse and into the jockey and into the hand, and the risers, where they were taken off here, all that is being replaced and chased back in so that nobody can tell the process that's occurred. Once it's done and it's fitted to a base, it's then patinated, and for that we use some very, very weak acids. They are human friendly. We try to use human friendly stuff as much as possible. And the patination can be really anything in varying shades of brown, some reds, and the greens. As you can see, there are figures on the bench there that are finished and patinated. There's the dolphins and penguin. There's a couple of abstract pieces.
Now, is patination always applied, or, I mean, in most forms of architectural development and furniture, the patina has to develop over the centuries by treatment?
Well, it would take an awful long time if you were to just leave an ordinary freshly chased bronze outside to get a real deep, rich patina. So they've always been treated with chemicals. I mean, in the old days, they might bury them in a pit with horse manure on top. Ammonia obviously affects the bronze, starts to turn it green, browns, all sorts of colours. Some people even still do it that way.
I see, because in antique stuff you generally feel, you hear of things which are bronzed rather than bronze,
Yes.
which has not such a good appeal if it's bronzed. But in essence, that material wouldn't necessarily be bronze underneath. It'd be a...
Oh yes, it could be. Bronzed, I see what you're getting at. Bronzed material can be very many metals, but usually when people talk about a bronze, it's a hot cast bronze, not a cold cast plastic. It's a hot cast bronze, and it has been patinated with chemicals. The chemicals we put on give it a colour straight away. Now, and that obviously is going to mature over the years. And when you come to the antique bronzes, they have been patinated in exactly the same way. But you try and leave that original patina on. If let's say something was done in 1760, just as an example, and the original patina was on it, you want to keep that original patina because the colour is mellowed, it's part of the original job. It also helps give it a value. We could, if somebody brought us one and they really wanted it done, we could sandblast all that original patina off and give it another one. But I mean, you just don't do that. I mean, the patinas that we put on, hopefully, will last as long as the bronzes do, which could be hundreds of years. One certainly hopes so, anyway.
The sort of work that you got here, are these famous artist products or just people who are doing it for pleasure? I mean, there's some very good quality stuff here, obviously.
Well, we have a few professional artists, sculptors, who do it for a living. But most of our clients are just ordinary run-of-the-mill people who have either started doing it as a hobby and found that it's given them a little bit of extra return, a little bit of pocket money, sell originally probably to friends, and some of them it increases, so they start to sell further afield, but I would say most of them it's more for pleasure than for financial gain.
Racing to the finish, it's called.
Fabulous. Who's this by?
This is Willie Newton's sculpture. He's just had an exhibition in London and did very well.
Great.
Yeah. Of course, when it's finished, I mean, the tail will be back on here. And
You just braze those on, do you?
well, we weld them on.
All right.
Properly. You don't sort of braze them. That be on, like that. And the other one, the other side. Nobody will know that we've actually done that, of course.
There's so much life in this stuff, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. And you make all sorts. This is the fun of the job. Last week it was 4 sets of dogs, dolphins, bull. It's never the same thing.
This has to be an expensive process, doesn't it?
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Everything's done by hand. Right.
With the 4 sets of the dogs, those are 4 off, presumably. What's it going to cost to do that?
I can't tell you that.
Can't tell you that.
Me and the client that
Quite so. Quite so.
Because it varies a little bit on how difficult it is actually to do. I mean, some things are hard to make, some things are easy. I mean, this particular horse is quite easy, so it will be less expensive than these behind. They've got jockeys on, reins and all that sort of stuff, and it all makes a difference. But we agree a price before we start making it, and we have to stick to it, whether we do it wrong or not.
So time used up talking to television reporters is a bit of a nuisance.
It's expensive, but we don't.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Nice to talk to you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Ace Domestics is a local family-run business, but is also part of a large buying group, so we can supply leading brands at competitive prices. Washing machines to fridge freezers, microwave ovens to televisions. Same-day delivery, connection and disposal of old appliances if necessary. You can rely upon Ace Domestics for sales, repairs and spares. Why not visit our showroom in Deacon Close or phone us on Andover 333 454. That's Andover 333 454.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those bronzes at Lains Farm. We're going back to Clatford and those fantastic police dogs. And there's Mike Chapman, and there's Neil Forsyth, and there's Russ. And Russ, the police dog, is going to race across a field with Steve, the cameraman, in hot pursuit to find a burglar. So, back to Clatford. As you can see, Steve and myself are standing well back from this, so just keep watching. If Steve disappears in a cloud of corn, you know why. Right, so what's happening now?
What we've done is pretended that a burglary has been committed in the house here on the right-hand side. PC Chapman has exited the premises from the double brown doors there. He's stolen an article of property from the premises and is now walking away from the premises. A local neighbour has suspected something suspicious and has called the police. A local unit has turned up, seen that it is a confirmed burglary, realises that somebody may well have run off into this cornfield, and he's decided to call for a dog. The nearest dog would be called, which can be anywhere in North Hampshire. He will arrive here. The local PC will tell him what's happened, and then it's up to the dog handler to decide what course of action to take.
He's now dropped a bit of property.
He's dropped a piece of property, which we hope when we get Russ out, I will put him to where the scene of the crime was. He should be able to track him across the field, identify the piece of article by stopping and hopefully going down on the article. I can then pick that up and retrieve it and return it to its owner, and we'll then go across to wherever PC Chapman is going to hide. The dog should locate him, and if he decides to run away, the dog would then bite him. If he decides to stand still, the dog will just bark at him. He will not attack him at all. All dogs will track on ground scent and ground disturbance. So when the ground is, when you walk on the ground, you crush articles of seed, you crush the corn, you crush ground, you have the smell of your boots, and the dog should pick that up. he will initially cast around the area to pick up any different scents, because there may well have been rabbits or deers or whatever around here. Once the exercise is finished, the dog will finish barking. He will then be rewarded. Lots of play to tell him he's been a good boy, and then I'll be able to let him off the lead, and he'll be able to go up to PC Chapman, and he won't attack him or be aggressive to him whatsoever.
This is PC Neil Forsyth's dog called Russ, just about to leap out.
What you got?
All right, mate, I give up. Come.
Right, Mike, what are we going to do now?
Right, we'll show you a bite. Although the biting side of the dog work is a very minor side of our dog work, we still have the capability. I'm going to put on this leather training sleeve. As you can see, the end is sealed to protect the fingers. It's a leather-made sleeve with a Hessian cover. I have a bandage on my arm just to take the pressure away when the dog actually bites.
So it's quite a bit of pressure.
It will be if it was without the sleeve, it would be a hospital job, because the dogs actually bite and the teeth punch you very deeply.
And it pull you down, obviously.
It would pull you down and also rip the skin at the same time. And we don't like to have injuries.
No.
I'm afraid we don't
It's just
like
a training film, folks, isn't it?
But there'll be no problem. The dog is completely under control, and I have no worries about running for this dog.
And this is Russ, is it still?
This is Russ.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're a brave man, sir. Okay. Right, so Mike's going to go and hide behind that building.
Stops the dog. Stand still, I want to have a word with you. Stay where you are, I want to have a word with you. Stay where you are. You don't stand still, send the dog. This is your last chance. Out! 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 Come! Ah! Come. Flax. Flax.
Well, I'm glad Mike's got some protection on his arm there, because... Rather him than me, I must admit. It's quite an incredible performance by Russ. They got perfect behaviour.
I'm going, mate!
He's off again.
Stand still. Stand still. Russ, out! Out! Come! Back. Back.
Well, it's a good job they're always trained to go for the right arm, that's all I can say.
Right.
Well, great display. Just shows you what control they have over these dogs. That is quite incredible. One minute it's attacking him, trying to bite his arm off, and the next minute they're playing together. Well, thanks, gentlemen. That was wonderful.
No game.
He's lovely. Well done, Russ.
You can see he's wet now because of the heat.
Yeah. Well, he's going to deserve that drink of water. Well, Neil, thanks very much for that. It's school holidays at the moment, and say you're walking down the high street with Russ, and there's children about. Are there any tips you can give the viewers?
Well, one of the things we would ask, if they do see any police dog handler on patrol with their dog and the dog is on the lead, is not to run up to the dog. Any child is more than welcome to stroke a police dog, but approach the dog very, very slowly and ask the handler first if it's okay to stroke the dog, because you don't know what that dog's been doing the previous hour or so ago, and just for their own safety. They're all friendly dogs, but you need to treat them with the respect that they deserve, and just ask the handler for the child's safety. Police officers will always welcome children coming to them and talking to them, and they love showing off the abilities of their dogs.
Yeah. Don't run about in front of a dog when you're okay. All right, so that's really good advice in the school holidays. Thanks for watching this show. We'll see you later. And now back to the studio.
Hi, I'm Rach Presley, and together with Colin Andrews and Busty Taylor, we have produced this video of UFOs, crop formations and the paranormal. Order your copy now on Andover 390 390, or call in at Holmes & Sons in the High Street, Andover. This is all you wanted to know about the subject, but were too scared to ask.
Right, well, John and I have moved into a darker part of the building here. John, what's this place?
Right, this is the high bay shelving and high bay pallet mezzanine picking area, as we call it. So you can see the roof there. We were downstairs when we saw the pallets going into the high bay pallet area there. You can see the ends of the pallets there, and you can see the full length of it down there. We can store about 12,000 of these pallets, which is this wooden...
12,000 pallets, that's huge.
Which is stored here. It is pretty... and these are the automatic cranes that very busily pick up pallets, put them away, bring them out for... As you can see, this chap here is actually picking from a pallet. After he's finished picking, he will put it onto the conveyor system and take it around. And the system very kindly tells them exactly what to do. So you can see from this screen... Aisle 2, it's marked to aisle 2, and then he's told to pick 2 each of a packet of 50 of the product that is on the pallet. As you can see, they are they're atlases, glove box atlases. Right. After he's finished picking, the crane will pick up the pallet and put it away. Maybe not in the same place as it picked it out from, but it knows exactly where it picks things up from and deposits them. The operator then, once he's finished, more of these barcodes, he just reads the barcode. I won't do it because it'll be a wrong message. There, action complete, and so on. Or if the pallet's empty, he also tells the system there's nothing left on the pallet.
So you've got to be a bit of a whiz kid to work these things, haven't you, really, these days? The computers.
On this side, you can see the high bay shelving cranes. You can see the man inside there then. Yeah. And he's stopped at a location, so he's picking something into one of these green boxes. You can see from them running, he's got about 9 or 10 orders. He's finished that now, so he's off to the next location. And inside that cab, there is a terminal, very much like the terminal you've seen there, which tells him which location to go to. So he's told to go to a particular location, he's told exactly what to do when he gets there, and he confirms that transaction when he's done it. Right. So he basically drives, and then he picks items. After he's finished, he will then come and deposit the picked orders onto the conveyor for then pushing back into the central conveyor. There's an operator getting rid of some waste, going on the waste chute. Very elaborate German waste chutes. So you can see lots, and he's now depositing in a completed order. You can see it coming along the conveyor, and it'll be pushed out onto this central conveyor.
And you say team leaders yes. Wear red?
This is Christine.
Hello, Christine.
Hello.
Where are you from?
Andover.
Whereabouts?
Actually based in Andover, Wayhill Road.
Wayhill Road. Look into that lens. Say hello to all your friends at Wayhill Road.
Hi.
Okay. So you've got a smart little number in red on. That makes you a team leader, right?
Comfortable. Yeah. Very comfortable.
Very nice too.
Yes, we like all our staff look smart and have a sense of pride in the job.
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Okay, thanks for talking to us anyway.
Okay, then.
Have a nice day.
Cheers.
Okay. I had to get that one in, didn't I?
It's a nice young man.
It's a nice young man.
Who's showing this new trainee how to label up the carton and so on. How's he doing?
Very well.
Sorry, what's your name?
Nicholas Jones.
Nicholas, where are you from?
Andover.
Whereabouts?
Wayhill Road.
Another Wayhill Road.
Christine.
Look into that lens. Say hello to all your friends in Mill Road.
Hello there.
Okay, right. And sorry, your name?
My name's Chris O'Brien.
Chris, where are you from?
I'm from Ludgershall.
You're from Ludgershall. Well, cable goes through Ludgershall, so do the same thing. Say hello to him, mate.
Hello, how'd you do?
All right. You having a good day?
Yeah, very good day.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
See you later. Bye-bye.
We've taken in our second major batch of diaries, and we start sending them out to customers from about now onwards. Obviously, it's a very seasonal product, these diaries, and we hope that we can sell £300,000 worth, again, as usual.
1996.
20 desk diaries, A5, one day to a page.
Oh well, years rolling by. Summer will soon be over. How did you cope with the heat wave? Because it was pretty hot, wasn't it?
Yes, this area, it's got such a huge cavernous area, we can open the door, and so this kept relatively cool.
It is quite cool in here, actually, isn't it? It's quite warm outside.
On the mezzanine floor area, it did get rather warm, but we've got fans in the roof, and they suck the air out, and that kept it reasonably tolerable, but it was very hot.
Well, everybody looks happy, so it's good. Full credit to you.
Yes, I think people, now that they've got used to the equipment and the complexity, have started to enjoy working here now.
It is very complex, isn't it? It's very high tech, obviously. And how long did it take to build this building on?
Right, the building took about a year, and it took about 6 months to put in all the equipment, and then 9 months to actually test it to make sure it did everything that it should do, and didn't do things that it shouldn't do. The testing included bringing in lots of product here, and we actually picked lots of customers' orders and then put them back into stock again. We didn't use bricks as some people do when they test.
And obviously training people too took a long time, I would have thought.
Yes. The people that manage the system, they're the ones who have a huge amount of know-how. They have to understand everything that the system is doing. And we've got 6 graduates now, or operation managers, who actually did all the testing and development, and now they're helping to run this facility. So we are lucky that we've got people who really understand the system and who can also manage operationally. This is Ray Smith, who has been busy controlling the release of orders this morning. How are things going, Ray?
How you doing, Ray? All right?
Very well, thank you.
Jolly good.
Very well.
You're a team leader too. You got your red jumper on.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Yeah.
A bit warm. You got your nice line in shorts there.
Yeah, it's been hot up here the last few days.
Where do you live, Ray?
Oakley.
In Oakley?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we're just going to film your office in there. What are you doing there?
What we're doing at the moment is releasing orders in batch references.
Yeah.
So we get the right routes, the right time, at the right spur.
Steve's just going to go along there with the camera and film you all working away in there.
Okay.
Right, well, we've been looking at all the different sorts of boxes going out, but in the end, those boxes are going to be full of something, and here they are. Nice day. Look, even drawing pins. Is that right?
Even drawing pins. And my favourite, the rubber bands, where the dog's having a go at the cat, doing a William Tell.
You had a catalogue, I thought, but that's really quite funny.
We've actually had a catalogue, yeah. We've also had a dog-a-log.
Dog-a-log?
Yeah.
Dog-a-log.
I think if you're walking down here, it gives you an idea of the number of different products that are going out to businesses throughout the country.
Pens and more pens and...
Yes, we've got pens, we've got Nice Day products. We've got over 2,200 Nice Day products.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Fax files. There's another Nice Day product.
Clip file.
Clip file. Yeah. And again, a drawing which illustrates what the product is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice packaging. Nice black and white. It's very sharp, isn't it?
Very sharp, and it also means that people can recognise easily the brand, and it's very clearly labelled, which is very important when people are unpacking their supplies, so they know exactly they've got what they want.
So, and down to the more conventional things like sellotape, I can see down here, and
Nice Day tape.
Nice Day tape.
Oh, Nice Day tape.
Oh, Nice Day tape. Nice Day blue tack.
Yes, it's that. We cover all the everyday products that you would want to use in an office. And there you've picked up the copier label. And again, very cleverly, Charlie Barzotti's found a drawing that illustrates the product.
Right down to the rubber bands and the pens and the... Well, there's everything here you could really wish for. As I say, right from the humble drawing pin, which has been around for centuries, I would have thought,
I'm sure it has,
to computer trays and things. So.
And introduced humour into it. So when you unpack it, gives people at the other end a nice feeling about what they've got.
Okay, well, smashing. We're going to join John now to see the final process in all this. So see you down there. Thanks for talking to
Not
us.
at all.
Okay.
Pleasure. Bye.
And there's the chap doing the ceiling, pulling off some paper. Unfortunately, it's rather a boring job. He stuffs it into the containers to make sure that it's all rigid, and then the machine seals the top and off it goes. You'll see sometimes there are some cartons or some jiffy bags that won't travel on the conveyor, and they have to be kept in these green boxes. But they know they're not supposed to be sealed, so they go down another route. You can see the system controls all the movements.
Right. So there we have it, I guess.
Shall we go and look at the dispatch area?
Yep, we'll go and see dispatch.
All these cartons go down to a big sorter.
Yeah.
And then the sorter reads the barcode and sends it down the appropriate spurs, we call it, which is a conveyor, which is allocated to a particular vehicle that's going to a particular part of the country.
So that one we saw from Miss Selfridge will probably be delivered when?
It'll be delivered tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be delivered tomorrow. It will leave here at about 6 o'clock this evening, and it will be delivered tomorrow morning. So there's all the spurs below. These are all the cages waiting. And as you can see, some orders already come down and are ready on the cage, ready to go out. So the first delivery that leaves here goes off to Scotland and will leave here about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
I bet you can't tell me how many boxes you send out a day.
Yes, I can actually. We send out about 8,000 to 10,000 boxes a day.
So, that's not 8,000 to 10,000 boxes a day. That's quite incredible. Yep.
And we hope that everybody will be delivered on time, and then we'll come back here.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, well done.
Okay.
Thanks for showing us round.
Delighted.
It's been an amazing visit.
Thanks for coming.
Nice to meet so many local people, obviously enjoying themselves. It's a great operation you're running here.
Thank you, yes. And we hope to be recruiting even more people as the business builds up over the next 12 months. Okay. We expect to approximately to double our workforce here.
Is it always worth local people ringing in to see if there's any vacancies?
Yes, we are currently recruiting for part-time permanent staff to work in the afternoons and evenings.
Right. Okay, well, smashing, John. Thanks very much. I know you're busy. Won't hold you up anymore.
Well, we're sitting inside the Star on Way Hill, and I'm sitting with my old mate, Pete Whiteman. Haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing?
I'm very well, yeah. It's nice to see you too. You're looking a bit greyer.
Thanks for that. How many weeks or months have you been here now?
We've actually been here 13 weeks, but we've been trading as TJ's Wine Bars, Gigolos, etc. since January. It started New Year's Eve when we were approached by Gary Hutchins to go into partnership, myself and Nigel North, who runs Andover Taxis in the town. And I said, I don't know, I think so, maybe. And January the 1st, we took over TJ's in town. Sharon's one of the partners, my other half. Yeah. And Gary has now left us, unfortunately, but Nigel, who's on holiday at the moment, is become an excellent landlord, is all I can say.
Excellent. Are you mainly here or in TJ's?
I actually vary. I'm TJ's lunchtime and I'm Star in the evenings, and I actually go out on market research on Thursdays, which is called going into other pubs.
That's a landlord's favourite occupation,
isn't it just?
Peter, I believe you've got a ghost here.
Yeah, the ones that people are seeing or feeling is actually a female, I believe. I personally have had no recollection of this at all, but according to the books, again, the ghost actually walks up and down outside the front of the pub. He's an old knacker man.
Oh, knacker man.
A knacker man, that's somebody who slaughters the old animals. Yeah. Smoking his pipe and drinking his pint of ale.
And how often have people seen this?
Sally, who does around the building, she's seen it, or not seen it, but felt it several times a day. Again, I personally have not. They're all very nervous when they go upstairs, is all I can say late at night.
Indeed. What's this?
We thought we'd actually go for an Italian wine list. Now, the biggest problem with any restaurant is Italian wine, French wine, German wine is so expensive.
Yeah.
So I went through the Italian lists and I came up with 20 Italian wines, and they start at the house wine at £6 a bottle, and the most expensive I have on here is the Barolo, which is £14. Everything else is between £6 and £9,
that's very
which
reasonable.
I think is a good price. The choice is terrific, but also I entered a competition for the Italian wine menu of the year, which was purely coincidental. It happened through the door one day. And I went through to the regional finals, and this morning through the post,
Voila.
we got
say voila.
voila, garçon. We got an official certificate to say that we'd actually gone through to the national finals for Gigolo's Pastas and Pizza House for the best Italian wine menus in the country.
Oh, well done indeed.
The final is late September, and hopefully I'll get to go to a big bash up in London, which is the idea of the thing anyway. Free wine all night.
Any big bash.
That's right.
Peter, thanks for talking to us.
You're welcome. Thanks very much for coming.
Well, it's 10:15. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning at Finkley Down Farm Park, and already there's a queue of people trying to get in. It just shows how popular this attraction is. It's really good to see it. So close to Andover. Really, really nice. So we're going to take you around the farm park. We're going to meet a few animals, aren't we, Steve? So follow me into the farm. Animal food bags available. No dogs. Tractors are fun. And children must be supervised by a responsible adult at all times. So the cameraman can't get in. Oh dear. Hello, what's your name?
Lee?
Lee? Where are you from, Lee? Andover?
No.
No. Where are you from?
I'm from Andover. Lee is from Weymouth.
Yes, you've come up to see the farm animals, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Kay.
Kay, where are you from?
I'm from Andover.
Whereabouts?
Shepherd's Row.
Shepherd's Row. See that camera over there?
Yes.
Look into that. Big wave to all your friends in Shepherd's
Hi.
Row. All right. Hello, Charles. How are you doing?
All right, thank you. It's a bit hot.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Do the animals mind it when it's hot?
They don't like it particularly. They've all got plenty of shade, though, and they're drinking plenty of water. We have to keep a good eye on their water supply.
So what's your opening hours up at Finkley?
10:15 we open until 6 o'clock.
Do you really?
Mission's 5 o'clock.
Right.
We start work about 7:30 feeding the animals, so
Do you?
it's quite a long day. In the end, when we picked up all the litter, sort of at the end of the day.
So this is your busy time, the children's holidays?
Yeah, all depending on the weather, but the weather's all right at the moment.
It's been a great summer, hasn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah.
And the weather's going to go on, and on, and on. So we've been told anyway.
Yeah, to the end of the month anyway, I think.
So, where are we going to go?
Pygmy goats.
Pygmy goats. Where do they come from?
Central Africa, they originated from.
Yeah? They're smashing, aren't they? Look at the horns on that, Steve.
He's not a pygmy goat, he's a Jacob ram.
He's a Jacob ram?
Yeah. He's away from his ewes at this time of year.
All right. And who's this one here?
That's another pygmy goat.
What's his name? Has he got a name?
I don't think so, actually.
No. Well, it's a nameless pygmy goat, but he's obviously likes the cameras. So how long has the farm been here, Charles?
Farm's been here hundreds of years. It's been in my family for 75 years.
That's
and we've been open to the public, 15 years.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lovely setting, isn't it? I mean,
well, we've got all the trees. Trees make it, really.
Yeah.
Chestnut trees.
You wouldn't believe it's so near the industrial estate, really, would you?
No, we were here first. Well, the farm was, and the farm actually did spread over that way to the industrial estate, and that was compulsory purchase from this farm in about 1963 to build those factories.
Really?
But luckily we got the railway embankment there that separates us, so we can't really see it. But people say when they come up through the railway bridge, they're entering a different world.
It is. It's absolutely so tranquil. It's wonderful. Now, tell me about this problem you've got at the moment. I don't know a lot about it, but I just know there's been a compulsory purchase order again. Is that right?
Well, it's possible that's going to happen. It's Hampshire 2011 is a review document, and Hampshire County Council have been instructed by the government, as a lot of other county councils have, to build a large number of houses. It's 48,000 they've been told to build in Hampshire, and one of the areas they've chosen is an area north of Andover, and we're slap bang in the middle of it, the farm.
Yeah.
And they want to build, I think it was 7,500, possibly going down to 4,000.
What houses?
Yeah, between here and Penton Musey, Charlton, spreading that way and that way.
Well, you would think they'd want to keep something like this because it's such a beautiful attraction, and all these people in these houses need somewhere to go, I would have thought.
Yeah, our worry is that we've got a bridleway going right to the middle of us, and there's no real access point to get people from this side of the railway across to the other side. So we think they might want to use that bridleway and our railway bridge as access, and want to make a major road through there, which would mean the compulsory purchase of quite a bit of our land.
That's a disaster for you if that happens.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. But we're fighting it. We've got a lot of support. We've got 25,000 signatures at the moment, which we're handing in at the castle of Winchester on Friday. And hopefully they'll take quite a bit of notice of that.
So what can people do if they? Is it too late to get on the petition, or can they still keep writing to you?
We're handing it in on Friday, but there's another review of the structure plan in October, so they can still write to the planning officers at Winchester to get their point through.
Okay, smashing. Or I'm sure you can write to Charles here at Fyfield Down Farm, and he will send on your letters. So I say keep watching this, because we don't really want to lose this sort of thing. It's too precious. Right, Charles, it looks like you let children go in with the animals. And what's this one?
That's Angelica, the pot-bellied pig.
Yeah.
She used to live in someone's house in Portsmouth.
Really?
And she used to watch television, apparently, eat sweets, and is almost a human, really.
It's really nice you let the children go in, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we like to get children as close as possible to the animals.
Yeah. Well, it's good therapy, isn't it? It makes them appreciate what's out there. And a good colony of geese there.
Yeah, they're Emden geese. They were hatched this year, even though they're pretty big. They were hatched in April.
Yeah.
So you see how quickly they've grown. They're very tame as well.
What did the farm do before you turned it into an animal?
Well, it obviously used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
It used to be quite a mixed farm with quite a lot of crops sort of in the area surrounding us.
Oh, right.
But a lot of that was sold off. My grandfather, he had 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. Son's my father, and he retired and sold off the surrounding land and gave the money to his 2 daughters. So we were left with this little bit and didn't really know what to do with it. And then we came up with this idea.
Right, we'll go and look at the gypsy caravans. Well, here we are, stood on this wonderful country road, Charles.
That's it. Yeah, this is our collection of gypsy caravans. We've got a ledge wagon there, bow top, square bow top, and a redding wagon over there.
A bow top, that sounds an interesting expression. So.
Yeah, that's just the shape of it there.
And these are all original ones?
Yeah, well, 3 of them are. One was actually made for us.
Yeah.
But there's not many of them about at the moment.
Do you know, I'd like to do that, Steve, actually get into a caravan and go off down this road. Get away from town TV land, it'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Let's have a summer holiday.
There's not a lot of room in those, I can tell you.
There's not a lot of room?
Pretty short people, gypsies. And you try lying down on one of those beds, they must have been 4'8", I should think.
We'll try and have a look. We'll try and get Steve, the cameraman, in there. Yeah, they are a bit small, aren't they? So how many would they hold?
A family of 4, I think, some of them.
Really?
The Reading, anyway.
And so you just take to the road and forget all your worries.
You need a horse, though.
And you need a horse. Oh, that's the point. Yeah, so you've got to feed the horse.
Engines, yeah.
You know, gypsy medicines. Gypsies really went to a doctor. Instead, they relied on their own herbal remedies for their illnesses. Some of these remedies are listed opposite. Coughs. What's that? Agrimony?
Agrimony.
Oh, these are herbs, right?
Yeah, rheumatism, burdock,
Yeah.
Hiles, sweet chestnut, nettle rash, dock, gout, meadow saffron.
Yeah, we all get the gout.
Warts, dandelion, constipation, that's bracken root.
Hey, right, if you've got constipation, take a bracken root, Steve. Right, well, Charles has now invited me into the Barn of Bygones. Charles, what's the Barn of Bygones all about?
We've got a collection of old machinery at one end, an old farmhouse kitchen just up there.
Yeah,
this is old MacDonald's farmyard, another area where children can go into. This barn was actually built in 1799. The date is actually carved on
Really?
the pillars just there.
It's great, you've got all the old Andover signposts up there too. That's a lovely collection, isn't it? That was Shaw and Son, 9 High Street.
One, I think.
Yeah.
Burdens, some people might remember.
Yeah. William Clark, wholesale and family grocer. So are you open all year? Or?
No, we're open from March till October.
Right.
Closed during the winter months where we get a lot of the maintenance done and rest a lot of our paddocks.
So if you want to come and see Fyfield Down Farm, folks, get here before October.
Yeah, that's right. October 29th is that we close this year. So we've still got a while left yet.
This is the old farmhouse, I presume. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. I'm going to have a look at one of these sheep, Steve. Do you think I should go and look at one of these sheep? Beware of the sheep. I haven't got any food. But do pigs really bite? Oh, they don't. No, only that one. Come with me, Steve. We're going to go and see the sheep. Oh, one's coming out. You can't get out. Come on in. Yeah, come on. In you come. In come the sheep. In you go. They're all going out. Yeah. Hello, you. Hello.
Hello, you.
I thought it was quite good, wasn't it? This woolly bully. I've always wanted a real woolly bully, but you can't. Aren't these lovely? What variety are these then, Charles?
They're orphan lambs which we bottle fed beginning of the season.
They're lovely. Sorry, what were they called?
They were orphans we brought in.
Oh, really? They're orphans?
Yeah.
Oh, they're orphans. Are you an orphan? Yeah. It's like having a pet dog, isn't it, really? They're lovely. And in comes a pig. Well, I haven't got any feed to feed them with, but you can buy your feed, as Charles said, as you come in. And take your bucket away with you, so that's great. Aren't they lovely? They are. You are lovely. Say a few words for Town TV. Thank you very much. There we are. Get everybody doing everything on cue on Town TV. Right, welcome back to the show. And we're just going to wrap it up now. And we've got our great quiz coming. I want you to watch this piece of film very carefully, because you may have already missed one of the clues. If you have missed it, you're going to have to watch it again tomorrow, aren't you, Tim?
Yeah. Or Sunday during the week. Plenty of time.
That's right. Anyway, we're just going to announce the answers of last week's quiz, and then Dave up in Street Trends is going to do the golden bucket draw. So we'll do that in just a minute. But the answers were, of course, Celsius or centigrade was the first one. Second one was Death Valley, not Happy Valley. And the third one was O, not Aqua.
A lot of people said Aqua.
Didn't they?
I actually thought it was, but then again...
That's Italian, you see, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Aqua is Italian, yeah.
So it's O, E-A-U. Those are the three answers, and Dave's going to do that in a minute. Anyway, what's next? Oh, we've got this week's quiz.
We got this week's quiz.
Quiz. How's your pumpkin?
My pumpkin is fine.
Somebody says it's huge.
Yeah, it is.
A huge pumpkin.
I was talking to Ken Dykes, the editor of the Andover Advertiser.
You name dropper, you.
Yes. So I want to win this competition, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to put all that sort of, what do? You put
Guinness in
sugary water in it to get it up. No, it's about this size, so I think a lot of people are going in for this competition, and it's fun. It's fun. The problem is with the water. We haven't got one yet, but like it says here in the advert, see the plugs we're giving you, Ken? It says, don't let your taps run dry.
Don't let the taps run dry. Save water. Save water. Drink instead. Drink Guinness or anything. But save water, because we're running short of water. So, right. What's next?
The competition.
The competition. And Tony, this week, has secured a great prize. Now, tell the viewers what it is, Tony.
Well, it's a big pile of meat. Sorry for you vegetarians, but this is what the prize is. You get somewhere around 35 pounds worth of meat, and you also get the charcoal thrown in as well, so you can have a wonderful barbecue. And that's, 35 pounds of meat will keep you going forever.
Fantastic. That's huge.
Yes,
that's
excellent
huge.
Prize.
And that's donated by Alan Gardner. We're not going to tell you where he is, but you probably all know, because that's one of the questions. Oh, where are the questions? Hang on a minute. Right, so if you've been watching this film closely, or if you've missed it, tell us the time on Andover Guildhall clock. I want to know the time on Andover Guildhall clock that's in this piece of film. Although I think it's stopped at the moment, so if you came down tomorrow, you'd probably see that as well. The second question, which cathedral has a spire on it? Is it A,
Winchester,
or B, Salisbury? So which cathedral has a spire on it? A, Winchester, or B, Salisbury? And the final question, where is Alan Gardner's butchers? Is it in A, Ludgershall, B, Salisbury, or C, Andover? Is it A, Ludgershall, B, Salisbury, or C, Andover? So that's the 3 questions. So that's it. What was the time on the Guildhall clock? And what was the other one?
Who's got the spire? Which cathedral's
Got the spire? That's right. That's right. And where
A.
is?
Winchester or B. Salisbury?
Yeah. And where is Alan Gardner's The Butchers for that fantastic meat voucher? So I think it just about wraps up the show, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's flipping hot, isn't it?
It is. I'm just worried about my pumpkin at the moment. I better go home and put some water on it.
The pavements are melting. Look. The pavements are melting. The street's melting. We're thirsty. I think we'll go for a pint then. We'll do the draw first, so on the way back.
Yeah, we'll do the draw. Get the job out of the way first. Right, we've struggled up from the High Street, and we're in Union Street now, and it's getting hotter by the minute. The reason we're here is for the competition. We got Dave Willis here from Street Trends, who's going to do the draw. Dave, shove your hand in there.
Who's going to win?
And the lucky winner is Nigel Roser.
Nigel Roser, yeah, Nigel Roser. You've got the correct answers.
Well done, Nigel. Well done, Nigel.
Well done.
So you win this wonderful voucher from Street Trends here in Union Street. How about that? So